Colorado High School Activities Association softball is on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. This afternoon from Jocelyn Field in Brush, it's the visiting Valley Vikings against the Brush Beet Diggers. I'm John Beltran. Both of these teams come into the game with a losing record. The Beet Diggers at 5-6 and Valley at 2-9. The Beet Diggers did defeat Valley 15-11 last month in a game in which both teams struggled to hold the opposing offenses down. But the Beet Diggers eventually got the job done and picked up a win, and now they just got to keep up picking victories now. They've got to pick up victories because their playoff lives are at stake. Batting first for Valley is the shortstop Jordan Rudd. The catcher Bailey Segura hits second. Left fielder Kaya Grant bats third. Hallie Sherman, the first baseman, hits fourth. The catcher Kendall Luark is the fifth hitter. Third baseman Tanya Marquez hits sixth. Second baseman Victoria Blanco bats seventh. The pitcher Peyton Savolt hits eighth. And Brianna Marcado, the right fielder, hits ninth against Braylon Rule. And the pitch is swung on and fouled off to the right. Braylon did pitch very well in the 18-4 loss to University. She just didn't get support from the defense. Opening pitch brought to you by Morgan Community College. There to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out at morgancc.edu. Pitch is up and away. Kylie Abreu's at first, Carly Tatalini at second, Natalie Poss is at third, Brooke Rule at short, and the pitch is fouled off to the right. Alexis Corral in left, Aaliyah Carrera in center, Olivia Odell in right. Grace Georgiou is behind the plate. And 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jordan Rudd. And the right-hander Rule delivers. Swung on and tapped foul up the third base side. Rudd is hitting .276 for Valley this season. Another one of these young teams, but they're improving a bit. Both of their victories came against Platte Valley. And again, they were competitive against Brush. And the pitch is swung on and missed. Nice strike there thrown by Braylon Rule. And there's one down as Jordan Rudd goes down swinging. Brought some heat there on the outer half. That'll send up Bailey Segura, 91 degrees at first pitch. Segura's hitting .200 out of the 2-hole. And the right-hander delivers. Down and away, 1 ball and no strikes. I think Braylon is finding her game. She threw very well at Eaton. Well against Sterling when they beat him here 7-5. Excellent game against University. The offering. Swung on and tapped right side. The first baseman, Abreu, steps on the bag on a 3-hopper. And there's 2 down here in the first. And again, that's what Brush did not get on Saturday, where they gave University so many runs with 6 errors. Kaya Grant will now hit, batting .323. She had 3 hits against Brush in the opening outing. The pitch, down and away, 1 ball and no strikes. The Beet Diggers will be very busy next week when they close out the season with 4 games, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. 3 of those are on the road. 1-0. Swung on and tapped foul up the third base side. Tuesday, they'll be in Strasburg. Wednesday at Lions. Thursday, check that, Wednesday at Resurrection Christian. Thursday home to Lions. Saturday in Sterling. 1 ball, 1 strike. Braylon comes home. Inside. Ball 2, strike 1. Braylon's last game, she was under the most control, along with that Eaton game. Swing and a miss and a rise ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That pitch is kept elevating, and it was above the letters. Valley wearing their all-white uniforms. The Beet Diggers in the gold with the black pants. 2-2. Outside. Just missed. Ball 3. Strike 2 to Kaya Grant, the number 3 hitter in this Valley lineup. Braylon Rule delivers, and that ball hit her. Would have been ball 4 anyway, but hit her on the left leg. And that'll send up Hallie Sherman. Sherman had 3 hits her first game against Brush this season, batting .259. Yeah, you're going to accept that she'll walk a couple and hit a batter or 2, pitches up and away. You just don't want 3-hit batters like she's had in a few games this season and 5 or 6 walks, which has also been the case in some games. You want to get to 1-hit batter and maybe no more than 3 walks. That's when she's found her groove on a consistent basis, and that ball was fouled off the end of the bat. It would have hit her in the helmet. I mean, that was an awful pitch by Braylon, but it was so bad that the hitter, Sherman, could not get her bat out of the way. And the ball struck the bat with the bat behind her helmet. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 down and 1 on. And the pitch swung on and fouled off to the right. 1 and 2 on Hallie Sherman. Got a breeze kicking up, but again, that sun is beaming out here in Brush at Joslyn Field. At first is Kaya Grant. And the 1-2 pitch. Just outside. Oh, a called strike 3, a delayed call, but it's a second strikeout of the inning. And Hallie Sherman is struck out, and Valley is retired here in the top of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 base runner left at first. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. The Valley Vikings do not score. The Brush Bee Diggers are coming to bat on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Bee Digger starting lineup is brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants. Engineering and consulting services for all of your projects. Strong commitment to their clients' needs sets them apart. Get your project started the right way. Western Engineering Consultants. For the Bee Diggers, batting first is the shortstop Brooke Rule. Pitcher Braylon Rule hits second. Batting third is the catcher Grace Georgiou. The cleanup hitter is the third baseman Madeline Poss. Batting fifth is the second baseman Carly Tattolini. Left fielder Alexis Corral hits sixth. Aaliyah Carrera, the center fielder, hits seventh. In right field, Olivia Odell bats eighth, and Kylie Abreu, the first baseman, is ninth. Defensively, Hallie Sherman's at first, Victoria Blanco at second, Tanya Marquez at third, Jordan runs at short. And the pitch by Peyton Savolt is in the dirt. Kaya Grant is in left. Center fielders Bailey Segura, Brianna Mercado in right. Kendall Luark behind the plate, and it's 1 ball and no strikes from Savolt to Brooke Rule. Heading from the right side and takes that up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Brooke is hitting .459. She is the team leader in that category, and number 2 on that list is right behind her. Swung on and grounded into left field for a base hit. On the third pitch of the bottom of the first inning, Brooke Rule, who is the table setter for this team, now sets it up, and the ball gets away, throw back to first, and back in safe as Brooke was thinking about taking off her second. No error. And Braylon, hitting .452, will now step into the batter's box. All right, let's see if Braylon can help herself after a productive first inning on the field. Savolt delivers, squaring to bunt, and lays it down foul right behind the plate. And you could not have had a better pitch to bunt, up and down the middle. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, if Brush does not win Tuesday at Strasburg or Thursday here against Lions, their shot of making the playoffs is going to be slim. The pitch, and that is bunted foul down the third base side. And the count moves to 0-2. And you love when these first 2 get on because that sets it up for Grace Georgiou. No balls and 2 strikes here on Braylon Rule. Valley did not score in the first inning. Swung on and lifted down the left field line into foul territory, reaching out and not able to get to that softball. It's just a foul ball. Is Kaya Grant. It remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, Brush has had limited, I should say mixed results here. in Brush. Of course, they beat Platte Valley and Resurrection Christian and down Sterling. Swung on and grounded to third. The throw's going to be made to first and a little bit offline, but in time, and Brooke Rule goes to third. Tanya Marquez retires Braylon Rule, but Brooke Rule, an outstanding base runner, takes 2 bases, and there's 1 out. And let's see what the issue is right now. The Valley coach is out there. I'm not sure why. I mean, Braylon was called out. Yeah, let's not get this going again. Grace Georgiou, and I'm not saying for this particular game, but we've seen other games already. We have coaches involved in the first couple of innings. Georgiou is hitting .516, so she's actually first, then followed by Brooke Rule, then Braylon Rule. So Grace number 1 in batting average, Brooke number 2, Braylon number 3. Swung on and driven deep into right center field. That's going to find a gap. It's going to take 1 hop and hit the middle of the fence. Around first is Georgiou into second. Brooke Rule scores. And the Beat Diggers with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning against the Valley Vikings. And let's check RBI totals there for Grace. So I think she led the team in that category going in, as Nadalyn Poss will now hit easily 19 RBIs. In fact, Braylon Rule is second with 9 ribbies. Nadalyn Poss is the hitter, and she's batting .355. Let's see, I'm not sure the courtesy runner is at second. No, that's Unrein. I'm not sure about that. I couldn't see it from up here. Or I'm down here. I'm certainly not up there. And here is Poss. Slow start to the season, but has picked it up. The pitch. Swung on, line down the right field line. If it stays fair, it's trouble, but it trickles foul. It is foul, and that is, that's Unrein out there. At second base, running for Grace Georgiou. Macy Unrein. No balls and 1 strike. Nice job of Poss going the other way, but just had it twisting foul. Peyton Savolt, the right-hander for Valley, delivers. Swung on and a flare to the second baseman and caught easily by Blanco. Back to second as Unrein, 2 down. I think she hit that ball off the end of the bat and got very little on it. And that'll send up Carly Tatalini, the only left-handed hitter in this Brush lineup today. She's batting .429, but has a limited number of at-bats, 3 out of 7. And the pitch upstairs took something off at 1-0. Yeah, if Nadalyn gets the pitch next time, she just has to wait a little bit. I think she was out in front and hit it off the end of the bat. 1 ball and no strikes with Unrein at second. 1-0 Brush, bottom 1. That's upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Alexis Corral is on deck. Crystal clear ice, good for any drink any time of year. AC Ice at any local grocery or convenience store in Northeast Colorado. The pitch. And that bounces in. Nice stop there by Luark. Evan James will be back with me on Tuesday. He's on a personal assignment today. 3-0 here. That's 13 pitches thrown in this bottom of the first by Savolt. The offering way outside. It's a walk. That's a classic case of having a lefty up there and certainly paying attention to the fact that she's a lefty, because none of those pitches were near even the inside portion. You've got experience now at the plate in Corral. 233, though, having an off year with 4 RBIs, but she wants to pick up that average over the last week. The offering. Swung on, line, base hit into center field. I'm not sure why Unrein held up. I have no idea why she held up. There were 2 down. That was a base running miscue there. She's held up at third, but that's beyond, and Coach Odell's telling her something. You could see he's animated over there. For some reason, the ball was hit, and she kind of froze at second like there was 1 out or no outs, and that's why she would have scored had she taken off on contact. The pitch Swung on and grounded slowly to third. And stepping on the bag is Marquez for the force. The bases were loaded prior to that swing by Aaliyah Carrera, and the Beet Diggers are limited to 1 run in the inning. As we head to the top of the second, the Beet Diggers do pick up a run. They get a Grace Georgiou double. They also get a Brooke Rule single. Those are the 2 hits of the frame. We played 1 inning in Brush, and the Beet Diggers lead the Valley Vikings by a score of 1-0 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Kendall Luark takes the first pitch of the second inning, down and away, 1 ball and no strikes. The Beet Diggers lead 1-0. That one's in the same spot. It is 2-0. Braylon Rule still trying to establish consistency with a ball-strike ratio, 10 strikes and 9 balls so far, even though it's a pretty good first inning. The offering, swing and a miss at a pitch tailing away. I'm surprised she swung. It was certainly not a hitter's pitch. It would have been a strike, but you're up in the count 2-0. And Braylon will take that every day of the week. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Count is at 2-2. Braylon Rule, a sophomore, trying to guide her team to their 6th win of the season. They're 5-6 going in. The pitch, way outside. 3-2. Luark, Marquez, and Blanco for Valley in the top of the second. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded slowly third base side. Pass lets it go foul. Yeah, had she fielded that, there was going to be no play. It was hit very slowly. And the count remains at 3-2 here to the leadoff hitter in the second inning, Kendall Luark. 5, 6, and 7 for Valley in the second. From the right side, Luark awaits the pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch tailing away. Third strikeout for Braylon Rule, and there's 1 out. And here is Tanya Marquez, who was 3 for 4 in their first meeting. I mean, Valley did pick up 11 runs in the first game. Won by Brush 15-11, hitting from the right side, open stance. Braylon comes home. Down and in, 1 ball and no strikes. Well, sometimes Braylon is not sure where the ball is going, but this game, I think she's got a better idea. 3 strikeouts. Very impressive so far. Upstairs, 2-0. Second straight hitter, she's fallen behind 2-0. Valley had a base runner in the first inning on a hit batter with 2 down. 2-0 pitch. A strike on the outside corner at the knees. And that's the one thing with Braylon today. When she's throwing strikes, she's painting corners. The only issue, she's building deep counts. The offering. And that hitter, left elbow. Second hit batter. That'll send up Victoria Blanco, who in 5 plate appearances in the first game was 1 for 2 and was hit by a pitch and also walked. 1 on, 1 out. The offering. Swung on. That ball is driven foul off to the right. It is no balls and 1 strike to Blanco. Blanco batting .095. This is a hitter you have to retire. You have to at .095. The offering upstairs, and it's 1-1. Yeah, I mean, when somebody in softball is batting under 200, you got to get him out. Batting under 100, it's got to be an automatic out. Pitch. That is a strike on the outside corner at the knees. It's 1-2. And the reason Braylon has struck out 3 is because she is hitting that outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the offering. That's down and away. And the count levels at 2-2. The Beet Diggers' run in the first inning came on a Grace Georgiou double, scoring Brooke Rule. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch swung on and fouled off to the right. I got a lot of the plate there. Count stays at 2-2. How about B. Digger football coming back? First game will be a home game, and it will be a Saturday night game. Saturday night game, October 10th, against Sterling. We'll have all the games on 10-10. Swing and a miss. On a pitch on the outer half, Blanco strikes out, 2 down, strikeout number 4. For Braylon Rule, here's the left-hander hitting Peyton Savolt. She was 0 for 2 in the opening game. Braylon comes home. That's a gorgeous pitch. Outside corner at the knees. It's 0-1. Oh, nice to set up in the shade. There's not much shade out here. Again, 91 degrees at first pitch and the offering. Up and away. I've got both eyes in the field, but I'm as close to this building as possible just to shield my body from the sun. That doesn't matter to anybody listening, quite frankly. In fact, they don't care. The pitch. Swing and a miss. On a pitch down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at first for Valley. 1-0 Brush here in the top of the second inning. The Bay Diggers are looking to get back to 500 with a victory. Braylon comes home, and that is off the glove of Georgiou to the backstop. Wild pitch advances Marquez. 2-2. Now let's see if Braylon can just clear her head right now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch swung on and fouled off to the left out of play on the third base side. Remains at 2-2. Gorgeous facility here in Brush. The U.S. flag straightaway center along with the Bee Digger flags around it. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, grounded foul, third base side. The number 9 hitter is Brianna Mercado. She will hit next. Trying to take care of this hitter is Braylon Rule. Pitcher to pitcher. Rule for Brush, Savolt for Valley. The offering, down and away. 3-2. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat, with Marquez standing on second. 3-2. Down and in, it's a walk. Well, that's what you're facing here so far. Braylon just battling. This has been the story of her season. Couple of hit batters, a walk. She does have 4 strikeouts, which is an impressive total for her. Here's Mercado. The pitch. Outside. Let's see where Mercado has done this year. Brianna Mercado hitting 200. Also known as Mercado. The offering. That is on the outside corner, strike 1. I wonder if she's related to Jose Mercado. He was a starting pitcher for the Valley baseball team. He was a junior when they won the 3A state championship in 2017. 1-1. A strike again, same location. Yeah, I believe that was 17. Eaton won in 15. It was either 16, but I'm thinking it was 17. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Braylon Rule strikes out the side here in inning number 2. No runs for Valley, no hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. 1 1/2 innings are in the books. It's Brush 1, Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The story of this game has been Braylon Rule, the Brush sophomore, has 5 strikeouts over the first 2 innings. The Bay Diggers lead the Valley Vikings 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. Olivia Odell, Kylie Abreu, and Brooke Rule. Odell has been trying to search for her stroke all year, hitting just 182. She will bat from the right side against Peyton Savolt. The pitch, up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. The Bee Diggers had 3 hits in the opening frame. The right-hander ready. 2-0. That pitch was high. 8, 9, and 1 for the Bee Diggers in the bottom of the second inning, and Marquez at third is hugging the line. The pitch outside. 3-0. No Saturday game for Brush, but they'll have plenty of practice time between now and their next game on Tuesday in Strasburg. 3-0 pitch. Down and in, it's a walk to Olivia Odell. Here comes Kylie Abreu hitting .364. She's got 2 home runs on the year and 5 RBIs. She will bat here against Savolt. Conference there between Rudd, the shortstop, and Savolt, the pitcher. Come on, Kylie. Let's see if she can deliver. Squaring to bunt and takes it for a strike. Down the middle, it's 0-1. Oh, the Bee Diggers did not execute small ball in the first inning, even though they scored. The pitch, squaring to bunt again, takes it away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Savolt was the second pitcher for Valley when Brush won 15-11 last month. The game was started by Kaya Grant. And the 1-1 squaring to bunt again and lays it down beautifully. Third base line. Fielded by Marquez. Throw to first is going to be, should be in time. Yep. And there's 1 down. That sacrifice will go 5-3 as Abreu is retired. So nice job of playing that small ball. Brooke Rule singled and scored in the first. The pitch. A gorgeous off-speed pitch on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Rule and Georgiou had big base hits in the first. Swung on and driven in the air to center field. That one's way back towards the fence, and it hits the bottom of the fence. Around third is the courtesy runner, and to the plate and scoring easily for the Bee Diggers and making it a 2-0 game. That checked that. That's Odell. That's no courtesy runner. 2-0. Odell scores from second on the double by Brooke Rule. So that's the 4th hit for Brush. Braylon Rule grounded out her first time up. Well, I thought Brooke was going to have her first home run of the season. The pitch. Swung on and hit in the air towards second. Bounces 3 times. Throw to first is late. Now breaking for the plate is Rule to slide. She's in there. Infield hit for Braylon. And Brooke Rule scores. It's 3-0. I mean, that was barely over the pitcher's head. Then it took a couple of hops, and Blanco fielded and threw to first, but nothing else she could do. And Brush with a 3-0 lead. Here's Georgiou. All of a sudden, Brush has 5 hits in the game. And the pitch upstairs. Easy steal, delayed steal, but Braylon Rule's in there easily. At second. Yeah, Braylon barely got enough of that softball to get it over the pitcher's head. 1-0. Swung on and grounded foul, third base side. And again, anytime those pitches are in on the hands, there's nothing Grace can do except foul it off. And in fact, I think her average would be higher, at least on a couple of occasions, if she laid off that pitch, because sometimes they're inside. They're not inside corner, they're inside, and if you don't get around on it quick, you might pop it up. She likes it out over the plate. 1-1. Swung on and lifted into left center field. That's got some carry to it. Now coming in as the ball is going to drop, and now here comes Braylon Rule to third, Georgiou to second. That just faded out there as Kaya Grant gave chase, and the Bee Diggers have another hit, their third of the inning, and it's second and third. I mean, there's no doubt that looked like that was carrying. And, in fact, it died out there. And Macy Unrein will be the courtesy runner at second. I think the wind kind of pushed that in. Nadalyn Poss popped to second her first time up. The offering swung on, line foul off to the right. Tried for that line again like she did in her first plate appearance. No balls and 1 strike. Brush with a 3-0 lead. But a couple of balls have not been hit well. The base hit by Rule was a flare in between the pitcher and second baseman. Then that fly ball was just kept dying by Georgiou, and that's in the dirt. 1-1. Braylon at third. Macy Unrein at second. Brush looking to extend the lead. The offering swung on and fisted right back to the pitcher. Nope, it's going to be a foul ball. Right off her left foot. Well, that's where you can get the Bee Diggers so far. You pitch them inside. Because, again, Grace is 2 for 2, but the double she hit the first time was out over the plate. The second time, that was just plain luck. She got way underneath it. And the pitch to Poss. Swung on and grounded to short. This will score a run. Rudd to first in time. To third is Unrein. Crossing home plate as Braylon Rule give the RBI to Poss. And Brush now leads 4-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Carly Tatalini walked her first time up. And if it sounds quiet, it is. Not the crowd that we had on Saturday, and the changeup is up and away. Or in some previous games, 1 ball and no strikes. Tatalini, the number 5 hitter in this lineup. The offering swung on and fouled back on a pitch on the outside corner. Count levels at 1-1. The Nuggets are coming up tonight on 10-10. Pre-game at 6:30. Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals, trailing the Lakers 2-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down the pitch. Outside corner, bell tie. It's 1-2. 3 across for the Bee Diggers, hopefully so far in the second. Tatalini faces a 1-2 pitch from Savolt. It's outside. Ball 2, strike 2. The Bee Diggers left the bases loaded in the first inning, but have capitalized on their opportunities in the second. And the 2-2 offering swung on and lifted, and it's going to be into left center field for a base hit on the flare just beyond the lunging shortstop Jordan Rudd. Unrein scores. It's another flare, this one by Tatalini, and Brush leads 5-0. Brush has hit 3 balls in the inning that have been placed perfectly because they were not hit hard. Alexis Corral singled her first time up. Upstairs, and an easy steal of second for Tatalini. She took off right on that release. Brush has 4 hits in the frame. 1 ball and no strikes. Corral with an RBI opportunity upstairs. It is 2-0. Alexis looking to drive in a run, and that one almost hit her. Skipped out of the way. Wild pitch as the ball gets away. To third is Tatalini. And 3 balls and no strikes. This Valley team, again, 2 wins and 9 losses going in. Brush at 5-6. And Brush playing better, a lot better than their 50-11 victory last month. 3-0, right down the middle. It's a strike. Ball 3, strike 1 to Alexis Corral. Actually, her base hit went up the middle, but the Bee Diggers went station to station on that base hit. 3-1, way outside. And it's a walk issued to Alexis Corral. And for Savolt, that's her 3rd walk already. Well, Carrera left the bases loaded in the first. Now she's up with first and third in the second. Takes it high. 1 ball, no strikes. Steal of second, and the ball gets into center field. I'm not sure why they threw all the way through. Corral to third. It'll be a stolen base and then an error, allowing the run to score. And the Bee Diggers now lead 6-0. Yeah, I'm not sure why that throw goes all the way through. I mean, you know they're going to break for the plate in that instance. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch by Savolt. That is a strike at the knees. Down the middle, it's 1-1. Well, the Bee Diggers have done this before this season against Rez and against Platte Valley. Early success to separate themselves. The pitch. And that bounces in. 2-0. Again, the rule is if you're up by 15 runs after 3, 12 after 4, 10 after 5, the game is over. Brush has had 2 abbreviated games this season that they've won at home. Swung on, popped up, shortstop Rudd near the second base bag is going to make the grab, and that retires the Bee Diggers in inning number 2. But they pick up 5 runs on 4 hits. There was 1 Valley error and 1 left. We will head to the 3rd inning. The Bee Diggers are holding a 6-0 lead at Jocelyn Field and Brush on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 1, 2, and 3 for Valley in the top of the 3rd. Brush leads 6-0. We might have a lineup change somewhere for Brush. Yeah, Annalise Glosson is now at second. I assume she will bat in Carrera's spot. Well, Carrera's actually in center. Check that. That would be in Tatalini's spot. Jordan Rudd struck out swinging. Swung on, grounded right off the pitcher to the shortstop Rule. She fires to first, and in time, an excellent play. That will go 1-6-3 as it made contact with Braylon's glove before it got to Brooke, and there's 1 down in the 3rd inning. Oh, that was a very, very nice play. 1 down here for Bailey Segura. She grounded to first in the 1st. 5 strikeouts for Braylon. She struck out the side in the 2nd. And the pitch. Swung on line for a base hit. Boy, that nearly took the glove off the Bee Digger pitcher Rule. That was hit very sharply. And it's the first hit for Valley. And that was smoked. Mr. D's Ace Home Center is a proud supporter of all the area athletes. They serve you with all your home, farm, and ranch supplies. 3 locations, Sterling, Brush, and Fort Morgan. Kaya Grant hit by a pitch the first time. Strike down the middle, belt high. A steal of second to throw, and it gets into center field, but backed up nicely by Carrera. It's a stolen base for the speedy Bailey Segura. 6 runs on 7 hits for the Bee Diggers. No runs on 1 hit for Valley. Valley's committed the only error of the game. No balls and 1 strike. The offering. Over, but low. 1-1. Hallie Sherman is in the on-deck circle for Valley. The pitch. Swung on, grounded to third, foul. 1-2. Okay, Tatalini's now at third. All right, so she moved from second to third. Those are the changes. Outside. Everything else remains the same, so Poss is out of the game. 2 balls and 2 strikes, at least offensively. And the pitch. Swung on and lifted towards left field. On comes Corral to make the catch on the sinking liner. 2 down. Back to second is Segura. Nice instincts there by Alexis Corral. Here's Hallie Sherman, who struck out in her first plate appearance. Oh, this could be the first inning that Braylon doesn't strike out somebody. But it is the second time around the order. You time out the pitcher better. The pitch swung on and fouled on that rise ball. No balls and one strike. Brush is looking to get back on the winning track. They've been over 500 most of the season, but now they're a game under at 5-6. 0-1 here to Sherman. The offering. Sails to the screen. Taking off for third is Segura. It's a wild pitch, the second issued here by Braylon Rule. 1 ball and 1 strike. Valley's first RBI opportunity is right there at third base. The pitch, outside. A strike. Ooh, I think she's getting that corner. Yeah, Sherman didn't like it. That pitch was tailing and tailing and tailing. But it got a piece of that corner. And Braylon got the call. 1-2. The offering. Swing and a miss. Same location. A very smart pitch there thrown by Braylon Rule. And Valley is retired in the third inning. For the Vikings, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a base runner left at third. 2 1/2 innings are complete. It's Brush 6, Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 8, 9, and 1 for the Bee Diggers in the bottom of the third inning, leading the Valley Vikings 6-0. As Brush scored a run in the first inning and 5 in the second, it'll be Olivia Odell, Kylie Abreu, and Brooke Rule against right-hander Peyton Savolt. Odell walked and scored in her first plate appearance. In the second, the Bee Diggers outscoring Valley 6-0, out-hitting them 7-1. Both teams have stranded 4 on the base paths. Righty against righty. The pitch. Ooh, that slipped out of her hand. It went way behind Odell. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, there's no doubt Savolt has battled here with 3 walks. 1-0. The offering. And that one almost clipped her. Again, went behind her, but not as far. 2-0. Yes, you got to find the zone right now. Her release point is rather odd over these first 2 pitches. 2-0. Swung on and grounded for a base hit into left field just beyond the lunging third baseman Marquez. On a 2-0 pitch, ball gets loose in the infield, no further advance. 8th hit of the game, and Odell is now 1 for 1, and here is Abreu. Abreu had a sac bunt in the second. Is she going to play small ball again? We'll find out. Nope. She'll hit away, but she takes a strike down the middle. Belt high. That was a hittable pitch. No balls and 1 strike. Abreu with lots of power. Both home runs have been right here. Outside. Homered against Sterling and homered against University. 2 of the better teams. Eaton, of course, and Lions. Lions actually swept Eaton in the season series this year. Beat them 7-0 and 3-2 the pitch. And that one hit Abreu on the left knee. So she's at first. First and second, nobody out for Brooke Rule. And let's face it, Brooke is pretty much automatic. Brooke is 2 for 2. A single, a double, and 2 runs scored. And an RBI. She nearly hit a home run the last time up. Pitch by Savolt. Squaring to bunt and lays it down foul up the first base side. And that would have been a drag bunt. She would have beaten that out with her speed. No balls and 1 strike. See if Coach Odell has her hitting away or another bunt attempt. At second, Odell. Abreu at first. The offering. That is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, she's a triple and a home run away from the cycle. Roll back in the box. The pitch. And that one hit her on the left leg, right around the back of the left knee. 2 hit batters in a row. Well, this could prompt a pitching change. And they do have Kaya Grant sitting out there in left field, who started the first game, but now Savolt is clearly battling now. She's given up 8 hits, walked 3, and I've got 2 hit batters. That should be 3. I thought it was 3 hit batters. Unless I marked one incorrect. No, 2 hit batters, both in a row. All right, so now we will have a new pitcher. Yeah, there's going to be some changes made out here, so let's take a break here. We are in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Bay Diggers are in full control of this game, leading the Valley Vikings with the bases loaded and nobody out. With a run in the first and 5 more in inning number 2, it's Brush 6, Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. All right, Savolt is still on the mound. Here's what happened. Braylon Rule takes a ball, and then that pitch is upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Kaya Grant is the second pitcher, but they took her out of the left field position so she could warm up here. Brianna Mercado is now in left, and the pitch, that's up and away, 3-0. Yeah, so I would expect Grant to come into this game considering how much Savolt is struggling. 6-0 Brush lead in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And it's 3-0 to Braylon Rules, grounded out and singled. And up and away, it's a walk that'll force in Odell. Give Rule the RBI. It's 7-0. And this inning has been really just all about the hit batters. And we just had a bases loaded walk. Georgiou is doubled twice, and she takes it outside. 1 ball and no strikes. She could make this an 11-0 game with 1 swing. Georgiou has driven in a run. That was her first time up. Her second time didn't hit that double very hard. The pitch swung on and again lifted a shallow left field. Coming on is Mercado. She will make the grab. Tagging up at third is Abreu. She will score. It's a sac fly for Georgiou. Second RBI of the game. The Bee Diggers now lead by a score of 8-0. Yeah, I mean, Georgiou, after that first plate appearance, quite frankly, she's gotten underneath 2 of them. Not very impressive. And the pitch is a ball here. Annalise Gloss is hitting in this spot. Yeah, Grace is certainly better than that. 1-0. Outside corner, it's 1-1. Yeah, that's a little bit of an expanded strike zone horizontally. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch swung on and lifted foul down the left field side, out of play. Off the top of the fence, it's 1-2. The Bee Diggers have scored in every inning. A run in the first, 5 in the second, 2 here in the third. A bases loaded walk to Braylon Rule, and a sac fly by Georgiou. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Annalise Glosson. And the pitch is low and away. Steal of third. No, they're going to call her out. Okay, again, a delayed call there. But it's a called strike 3. Again, she should have known an expanded strike zone. But double steals there as well. So the Bee Diggers second and third. Brooke and Braylon both took third and second respectively. Here's Carly Tatalini, walked and singled, and she takes it upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, that pitch, I think it's a ball under normal circumstances, but considering the zone that's been set, Annalise had to swing at that pitch and was rung up. Swung on, driven down the right field side, but that's twisting foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Premier Farm Credit understands production ag. They've been serving their rural communities for over 100 years. Locations in Sterling, Fort Morgan, Yuma, and Holyoke. That's Premier Farm Credit. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down, 2 on, and 2 across. The Bee Diggers are in control, up 8-0. The pitch swung on, lined, foul again, right side. Was toying with that line. Yeah, I thought this was going to be a bigger inning. But let's see. You still have a shot here to score more than just 2. The pitch, up and in. Credit Savolt. She's come back tough in this frame. 2 balls and 2 strikes. One of their 2 victories over Platte Valley was a 10-0 win. Swung on, lifted foul, and out of play. Up the first base side towards the Digger dugout. Count remains at 2-2. Brooke Rule is at third base. She scored 2 runs in the game. And Braylon Rule is at second. Straight up at 5. I'm John Beltran. You're listening to 1010 KSIR. Brush, Fort Morgan, Snyder. Also at KSIR.com. Swung on. That ball is grounded down the first base side, foul. Well, she's determined to pull the ball. And it stays at 2-2 to Carly Tatalini. Again, has been on base twice in this game. And looking to do it again. Hopefully to give Brush a 10-run lead. Way outside, bounces in, bounces away, but not far enough for the advance. 3-2, and Corral will hit next. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Carly Tatalini. One of 2 left-handed hitters now for Brush in the lineup. The pitch, and that is up and in. It's a walk. And watch out because Corral is singled and walked today. She came in hitting .233, but the average has gone up. And she can stretch this lead out. It's 8-0 right now. The pitch upstairs. 1-0. Well, George, you had a chance to clear the bases. Let's see what Alexis can do. And that ball went underneath. Boy, she skipped out of the way. Did it hit her? Yep, they're going to say it hit her. 3rd hit batter of the inning. And scoring is going to be Brooke Rule. That will be an RBI, and the Bee Diggers lead 9-0. And here's Harley Holdren. She's had a good season despite a limited number of plate appearances. Harley's hitting .667. And she's up there with the bases loaded. Brush is definitely looking to make this maybe a 4-inning game. In order to win now in 3, they need to score 6 more runs. And there are 2 down, so they're going to have to go to a 4th inning, you would think, at least. Yeah, Jordan Rudd, the shortstop, was about to play in, but now she retreats because there's 2 outs. The pitch swung on and lifted into right center field. That one's going to drop for a base hit. 1 run's going to score. Another runner around third in there. Corral to third to throw the slide. She's safe. Now the hitter to second to throw the slide, and safe. It's a 2-run single for Harley Holdren, and the Bee Diggers now lead 11-0 as Rule and Tatalini scored for Brush. And 2 more in scoring position. Excellent base running by both Corral and Holdren. Here's Olivia Odell. She singled her first time in this inning. The pitch, and that is low. 1 ball and no strikes. Believe it or not, if Odell reaches and Abreu, who's got 2 homers this year, hits 1 out, the game is over. So they can still do it here. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and fisted foul to the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike. The game is 1 hour old, and Brush has got an 11-run advantage. Peyton Savolt had a very busy inning. The pitch swung on and fouled to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Bee Diggers have 9 hits in the game. 80 pitches thrown by Savolt, 40 strikes, 40 balls. The pitch up and in. Count levels at 2-2. And again, 3 hit batters in the inning have not helped Savolt's cause. And then when Brush has had to hit the ball, they've, at least in this inning, they've hit it better than they did in the previous inning. The pitch swung on and fouled straight back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brush has scored 5 runs for the second straight inning. But still with a shot to score more. We'll see another 2-2 pitch here to 0-0. Here it is. Upstairs and away. 3-2. Your friendly local community bank serving Wiggins and all surrounding areas is High Plains Bank. That is High Plains Bank. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 5 across, 2 down. The pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Remains at 3-2. And again, Brush next week will play 3 games in 3 days and then close it out a week from Saturday in Sterling. They'll have to win at least 3 games next week, you would think. The pitch. Swing and a miss. The ball is dropped. The throw to first will complete the strikeout. And that does it here for the Bee Diggers in the bottom of the 3rd inning. But Brush scores 5 runs on only 2 hits. No errors and 2 left. We'll head to the 4th inning. We'll do it in 1 minute with the score. In Brush, the Bee Diggers lead the Valley Vikings 11-0 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Bee Diggers lead 11-0. Let's head to the 4th inning. The pitch. Swing and a miss. On a pitch tailing away to Kendall Luark. No balls and 1 strike. Braylon Roa, 6 strikeouts, including 1 of Luark. The offering. Swung on and fouled off to the right. 0-2. Valley has just 1 hit in the game. That came in the 2nd inning. The pitch. Swung on, lined, and caught by the second baseman, Glosson. A leaping grab, and there's 1 down here in the 4th inning. That ball was hit sharply by Luark, but snagged out of the air by Glosson. And here's Tanya Marquez, who was hit by a pitcher first time up. That's as hard to hit a ball as you've had from a Valley Viking. And the pitch. And that's down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. The lone hit actually came in the 3rd from Bailey Segura. 1-0 here with 1 out and the bases empty in the 4th. The offering, and that bounces in. 2 balls and no strikes. Even though Braylon is tossing a shutout, she has hit a couple of batters and walked 1, so it's not flawless. And she almost hit her there, 3-0. Now, if she can hold Valley off the board again and Brush scores a run in the 4th inning, then the game is over. They would be up by 12 runs, and that would end the game in the 4th inning. The pitch. Swung on and tapped down to third base side. Foul. And again, I've seen this before. I don't know. I've seen teams do this, and I don't get it. Why are you swinging at a 3-0 pitch in any situation unless the game is... Unless you're up by like 10 runs. I mean, Valley needs base runners. 3-1. And the 3-1 pitch. And that one's to the screen. I guess now it's 3-1. Oh, okay, there was a strike up there. I had it as a ball. Now it's 3-2. 3-2 to Marquez. 1 out in the 4th inning. The pitch. Swung on and fouled off her right foot. Remains here at 3-2. B&B Appliance and Repair. From refrigerators to vacuums and everything in between, they have exactly what you need. They'll service it too. B&B Appliance. Payoff pitch. Down and in. It's a walk. 3rd walk issued by the Bee Digger sophomore. And Blanco, who struck out swinging, will now step in for Valley. The Bee Diggers just cruising along here in the 4th. And the pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Braylon has 41 strikes, 27 balls. That's a ratio that's much more favorable than we've seen this season. The offering, down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. 11-0. Brush leads Valley in the 4th inning. And that pitch is down and in. 2-1. Here to Victoria Blanco, the number 7 hitter in the lineup. The pitch. Well, that bounces in again. Let's go, Braylon. Down the middle. Let's go. 3-1. Three balls and 1 strike with Savolt on deck. Swung on and tapped foul. First base side, it's 3-2. We haven't really seen that big-time changeup that Braylon likes to throw on occasion. 3-2. The pitch. Foul to the backstop on a pitch up in the zone. Remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Victoria Blanco. The line score reads 11 runs on 9 hits for Brush, no runs on 1 hit for visiting Valley. Swing and a miss on a pitch on the inside corner. Taking off for second to throw the slide, and she's out. It's going to be a double play. Taking off for second was Marquez on what she thought was going to be a free pass or something. It's a double play, and the top of the 4th inning is history. Valley does not strand anybody. The Bead Diggers need a run to end this thing. 3.5 innings are in the books. The Bead Diggers lead the Valley Vikings 11-0 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 1 run for the win for the Bead Diggers. They lead 11-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Kylie Abreu will lead off against Peyton Savolt, followed by Brooke Rule and Braylon Rule. Abreu has no official at-bats. A sac bunt and hit by a pitch. And the odds of Brush not scoring in the inning are slim because they've scored in all 3 innings. Savolt has thrown 85 pitches for Valley. 43 strikes, 42 balls. Hallie Sherman now taking her position at first. Trinity Getman is now the left fielder. The new Valley left fielder. All right, Kylie can take 1 swing and it could be over right here. Again, she's homered twice this season, and both home runs came right here in Brush against Sterling and University. And she certainly won't be scoring a bunt this time with the bases empty. And here we go. Pitch to Abreu. Upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Post-game show is coming up. The Nuggets pregame at 6:30 on 10-10 against the Lakers in Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals. 1-0 pitch. Swung on, driven down the left side, and the ball is going to go underneath the glove of Getman into left field. Abreu's around first. She's into second. She'll stay right there. It's a leadoff double. It was a sinking liner hit by Abreu. And she's in scoring position. Brush has picked up their 10th hit of the game. And here's Brooke Rule, single, doubled, hit by a pitch. Yeah, Rule has done it all. She scored 3 runs in the game. Pitch, upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Brooke Rule. And the offering. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Count levels at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Boy, that looked like it got the corner, but barely missed. 2-1. 2-1 to Rule. Brush looking to end this thing right now. The offering, down and away. Well, plenty of bats are coming up in Braylon Rule and Grace Georgiou. 3 balls and 1 strike. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team at State Farm Insurance are there. 842-4555 popped up in the infield. Second baseman is going to make the catch as Victoria Blanco puts it away. 1 out. A rare impatient decision there by Brooke Rule. That pitch was up in the zone. Out of the zone. Braylon Rule is grounded out, singled, and walked. 1 for 2. The offering. Change up, a strike on the outside corner. Belt high, it's 0-1. Haunted Brush does not score in this inning. They'll have to retire Valley in the 5th inning, allowing no more than 1 run. The offering. Swung on line center field, and for some reason Abreu held up, but the ball was caught. Oh, that's a good decision by Abreu. A sliding catch by Segura, and there's 2 down. Well, I thought that ball was going to land, but Abreu did a nice job there of going back to the bag. Here's Georgiou, 2 doubles and a sac fly. Are they going to pitch to her? I wouldn't pitch to her. If she swings to the right pitch and doesn't pop it up, the game will be over. The pitch. Upstairs, taking off for third, the throw, the slide, and safe. It's going to be Kylie Abreu on the steal. Now a wild pitch will end the game. Any base hit will end the game. Anything that gets Georgiou on base will end the game. 2 down in the 4th inning. The offering. Swung on and lifted right side, foul territory, out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, that was a weak swing there by Gray. She just stuck her bat out. She wants something she can get her entire body into. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. A runner at 30, 11-0. The Bee Diggers lead in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here over the Valley Vikings. In Brush. And the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, lined, and off the shortstop, Rudd's glove. But Abreu, for some reason, she held up. I'm not sure. There's 2 down. Okay, I don't know what happened there. I don't know. But she nearly made an incredible lunging catch. I don't know what's going on there. That should have scored the run easily. It is a base hit. She's now 3 for 3. Here's Annalise Glosson. Unless they wanted Glosson to hit regardless, that bounces in. 1 ball and no strikes. I mean, that's my guess. I don't know. That's weird. That's a second base running mistake Brush has made in this game, down and away. 2-0. Again, unless that was by design, but that would make no sense. I mean, you take off with two outs. 2-0 here to Glosson, and it robs Georgiou of an easy RBI. The pitch, up and in, 3-0. And that's the one thing. When you're out to a big lead, you don't want to develop bad habits. Whether it's in the field, in the batter's box. 3-0 here to Annalise Glosson. And that bounces in, bounces away, but no advance. The bases are loaded on the walk. And Carly Tatalini has walked twice and singled. And she will be the Brush hitter with the bases loaded and 2 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. Well, now you got to score them because the bases are loaded. Now there's no choice. Either she's going to get out and we go to the 5th inning, or she's going to get on and the game will end. We will find out here. The right-hander Savolt just threw her 101st pitch, and the next one is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. And for Peyton Savolt, she has walked 6 in the game and hit 3 batters. 1 ball, no strikes to Carly Tatalini. The offering. Swung on, lined, base hit into center field. Abreu will score, and that should do it. And the Bee Diggers win the game by a score of 12-0 in 4 innings on the RBI single from Carly Tatalini. We will take a 2-minute break and wrap up the game after this as the Bee Diggers move to 6-6 with a 12-0 home victory over the Valley Vikings on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Bee Digger post-game show is brought to you by Buildings by Design. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. Buildings by Design. The Bee Diggers defeat the Valley Vikings this afternoon in Brush 12-0. 12 runs on 12 hits, no errors, 9 left on base for Brush. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 4 left on base for Valley. The winning pitcher was Braylon Rule. An excellent performance today for Brush as she was able to strike out 7, including the side in the second. The loss went to Peyton Savolt. And time of the game, 1 hour and 17 minutes. Now the Bee Diggers scored just a run in the bottom of the first inning. That was on Grace Georgiou's RBI double, but then they really put it away in the second. They had 5 runs in that frame and 5 more in the third. Brooke Rule had a run-scoring double. Braylon Rule with an RBI single. Nadeline Poss with an RBI grounded. Carly Tatalini with an RBI single. That made it 5-0. Then she would score on an error. And then in the third inning, when Brush completely put it away, Braylon Rule was walked with the bases loaded. Sac fly by Georgiou made it 8-0. Alexis Corral was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. Harley Holdren in her only plate appearance with a 2-run single. And the Bee Diggers are now 6-6. Valley falls to 2-10. Next up for the Bee Diggers, they'll be back at it Tuesday in Strasburg against the Indians. And we will have the first pitch coming up at 4 o'clock right here on 1010 KSIR. A reminder, Nuggets and Lakers are coming up tonight, pregame at 6:30. And tip time at 7 o'clock from Orlando in Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals. Again, that's just on 1010 KSIR with the Lakers leading that series 2-1. I'm John Beltran. The final score, once again, in Brush, the Bee Diggers defeat the Valley Vikings by a score of 11-0 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.